Golf News RI presents the Golf Dudes Podcast. Here are the dudes.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Golf Dudes Podcast. Hope everyone's having a great week. It's certainly been another exciting week in Rhode Island golf. And joining me for the first time in 2 weeks period is Mr. Rich Cappalli. Rich, welcome back to the show. Thanks for joining us today.
What's going on, man? Just still trying to cool off from the past couple of days. It's been absolutely brutal out. Excited to be on the show again. 2-week hiatus. Busy last couple of weeks at work. Excited for our degenerate round tomorrow in the blistering heat. We're gonna make it work. But yeah, it's good to be back.
So lots going on. We'll get to all of it. But first, we should tell you that the Golf News Podcast is presented by Link Strengths. Link Strengths is best known for their transfusion in a can. And of course, Link Strengths most recently came out with their 2 new flavors, the back 9 and the front 9. So I guess it's the front 9 and the back 9. Either way.
There you go.
So check out those drinks at liquor stores and country clubs near you. I had a great conversation with Fred this week just to catch up. He says that he figures they're in about 20 golf clubs across the state of Rhode Island. So that's a pretty decent number. Obviously, they're looking to grow, and hopefully we'll help them do that. But anyways, check out Lane Strengths, liquor stores, country clubs near you. Again, they have three different flavors: transfusion in a can. Rich's drink is a transfusion, and during this heat, you definitely want to be drinking an ice cold transfusion. So there is that. So lots going on the last couple of weeks. We had the RI Amateur wrapping up last week at Wanumetonomy. Kevin Blaser got a victory. We have the New England Amateur wrapped up on Wednesday. Jared Nelson of Vermont won it, held off URI's Bryson Richards by 1 shot to win an Alpine. So cool to see all the top amateurs kind of in the region playing an Alpine. Alpine looked like it was in great shape for what I saw of it. So that was a fun week there. Got some great video content and different things of that nature. So congrats to Jared. And then the big news, which Golf News already reported on Thursday, is next week's RI Women's Amateur has been moved from Ledgemont to Wanumetonomy. So back to beautiful Wanumetonomy. The view, as I said on Facebook a number of times, the views certainly don't suck. So at least there's that. And according to multiple sources, including a Riga official, it's our understanding that the tournament was moved due to poor conditions at Ledgemont. I actually talked to a bunch of people this week at the New England Amateur. They said that Ledgemont is a bit of a mess right now, and they're not sure what the future holds for it. One person even suggested that it looks like they're letting the course go. So I haven't played it.
Wow.
This is just what people have told me. And again, so I haven't seen it for myself, but that's just what people have told us over the last.
That's crazy. Wow.
So that is the big news. The women's amateur is next week, Monday to Friday, and it should be interesting. Top woman in the state, and Kylie Eaton's getting ready for it, and the Papa sisters and Olivia Williams. So certainly should be a factor in the tournament. So that'll be interesting. And the brackets and the field, the tee times will be announced. Will come out over the weekend, so we'll obviously have that for you as we do always. And of course, next week is also the stroke play tournament at Montauk, which I'm excited to be at least one of the 2 days. And then us also Max Jackson playing in the U.S. Junior Am at Bandon Dunes starting on Monday. He flies out early Friday morning and is playing practice rounds throughout the week at Bandon Dunes at the U.S. Junior Am. So obviously a big deal for him. And Golf News RI will have exclusive coverage of that tournament and of him and his run, however long it goes. Hopefully it goes pretty far. So tons of shit going on. And yes, I just swore on camera. But
that's whatever. It's been a long week.
Stuff going on, but and we'll get into all that in more detail. But Rich, you've been gone for 2 weeks, and I know you're more onto the pro side of things, but I know you're some interested in the local stuff with our friends and different things. So where do you want to start? What are your thoughts on the last 2 weeks? Do you have any thoughts on what's been going on the last 2 weeks, either locally or if you wanted to go on to the national scale, we can do that as well. But you have the floor. welcome back.
So the big thing that you told me in the off show, pre-show, if you want to say, that Ledgemont stuff is crazy. Now I understand we as a golf community are all taking hits as far as like this heat. This heat's been freaking brutal the past 2 weeks now. But like you said, I mean, to let a course go a week, 2 weeks before a major amateur tournament, I mean, that's bonkers to me. I mean, I don't know how you do that.
Mhm.
Thankfully, Wanumetonomy put on a great show for the amateur last week, so they're raring to go. They're gonna host the men's and the women's back to back, which is fantastic. That's good for them. But yeah, I don't understand how. Now Ledgemont's a private club, so I mean, you think they have money coming in to offset the what's it called, the maintenance of the course. But yeah, it's crazy that just now, all of a sudden, a week before this thing's supposed to be held, it's like, oh, we can't hold it because some women are threatening to pull out because the conditions are so crappy. I don't understand. I don't get it.
So just for clarity, Riga has sent an email to the competitors announcing the change on July 15th. So it's not literally like a week before.
Well, but still, but I mean, weeks before. I mean,
So,
you've known that you've been hosting this a year in advance. You know what I mean? So it's like I said, we're we as a members of golf courses and as a golf community, we're all sweating through rounds. We're all playing through some crappy conditions, but like you're hosting an amateur, a very serious tournament that you knew about a year in advance. You know what I mean? That's just whatever. That's just, I think that's unacceptable. But yeah, congratulations to all the competitors and all the amateurs that I've missed in the past 2 weeks. I'm not going to name them all. But congratulations to all the competitors. It's brutal. It's hot out. It's summer. Summer in Rhode Island is terrible. But yeah, congratulations to all of them.
I wouldn't say it's terrible, but
you like the heat though. You like the heat.
I do like the heat.
You're nuts. You're out of your mind.
I love this one. No, I don't need.
Yeah, you're gonna wear pants tomorrow. You're out of your mind.
I don't need it to be this hot like every day. I'm not.
Once
in a while. So that's the lead story on Ledgemont. Again, we were told that women played a practice round there, and they were at least considering, I don't know if threatening is the right word, but they were considering withdrawing from the tournament due to conditions. And obviously, those people that follow women's golf, the women's field is not humongous as it is. I mean, it's just the reality.
It's a fact. Yeah.
So if they had 4 to 8 women withdraw from the tournament, now they don't really have a tournament, so so that's at least what we were told. Again, I haven't been to Ledgemont. I went there, was it last year for a tournament, the Mid-Am, or I think it was the Mid-Am. Probably Mid-Am, I was there watching that tournament there last year, and at least at that point, I certainly didn't notice anything out of the ordinary.
It's usually in good shape, but I think they're just suffering from what everybody's suffering from. It's the heat. It's the heat.
That could be the case. So hopefully they get that course back up and running and solve whatever issues they may or may not have. But again, that's just what we were told, in that the tournament was moved to Wanumetonomy. Riga sent an email to competitors on July 15th. So there is that. Obviously, thanks to everyone for following along with our amateur coverage last week. It was a lot of fun as always. Congrats to Kevin Blaser on big victory. And also congrats to Mike Hamilton on a great run and an epic final match. It was quite something. So there's that. On the pro side of things, our guy Will Dixon continues to light it up. He's got his 3rd major win, as we reported, the Waterloo Open in Iowa. I said to Will, I said, when you were at Moses Brown, did you ever think that you would be playing professional golf in Iowa? He said, no, I don't think that was ever considered.
Is this heaven? No, it's Iowa.
That's what I said to him. I said, isn't the field of dreams over there? And he just laughed. So yeah,
that's awesome
about it. But he won the Waterloo Open, brought home pocketed $50,000, and then he drove 7 hours to the Corn Ferry Tour Monday qualified, It is now
Qualified.
playing,
Yep, I'm looking at it right now. Yeah.
I was playing the Price Cutter Open
Yeah.
on the Corn Ferry Tour, and he inches closer to going to Corn Ferry Tour Q School in September. And he actually gets to skip the first stage, which is a big deal.
He has a win, right?
Because he made a cut. He made the first Corn Ferry Tour tournament he played. He made the cut. So because of that, he gets to skip the first stage.
That's awesome.
So that's something to watch for once the September rolls around. Him and Davis Chatfield are actually playing in the Q School. I don't believe Chatfield gets to skip a stage though.
That starts tomorrow.
Nice. That's awesome. Throughout the week. I actually looked up his official world golf ranking last night just for shits and giggles. And he actually came up on the OWGR website, which was pretty cool.
Nice.
Which was pretty cool. 1,818.
Yeah, but that's out of everybody in the world.
Right. Exactly.
Like, that's awesome. Are you kidding me? Like, come on.
So
I mean, in the grand scheme of things, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Come on.
So that was kind of funny to see. It did in fact come up. I just searched Will Dixon, and sure enough, it came up. It has Corn Ferry Tour tournaments, and I guess the G Pro Tour doesn't really register, but whatever. So it says how many points he got. It says what he did, missed the cut, finished 31st, whatever. So there's that. So I will be following Will Dixon throughout the week, of course, on the Corn Ferry Tour, and then from wherever he goes from there. It's been a wacky couple of weeks for him. By shooting a 10 under in the final round of the Waterloo Open to come back and win. He started around 3 shots back, and then he shot 10 under for the day. And then from there, he drove literally 7 hours. Monday Q Info had a great tweet about him, and it's kind of funny. I love that guy. That guy's awesome. It's kind of funny that he's Monday Q, who by the way does great work. He's so passionate about amateur golf, and he
caddied for
Barracuda. Mark Baldwin.
The Barracuda, yeah.
Mark Baldwin.
That's so cool.
So he does obviously a great job. So he's a great follow for people that like the lower levels of golf, and he's a guy that really appreciates it. And I met him last year at Triggs. He came over here to Providence Open to do a story. But anyway, beside the point. So he had a great tweet about Will Dixon's 7-hour drive from Iowa to like Missouri or something like that.
Jeez, that's got to be one of the most boring drives in history. Nowhere. Oh, brutal.
So there's that. So it's been fun to follow him. Obviously, he's having some great success, and he's gotta keep going. Like he said, the 50K is nice, but it goes fast because no one's paying for his hotel.
And tax. 50K gets taxed too.
So 50K is nice, but obviously it goes really fast. So especially when you're out in the middle of nowhere, and Lord knows what prices are out there. So there's that. So there's been a lot going on the local level, and we've had all of it covered, and we'll continue to over the next few days. Obviously, we also have I aired it last week. We also have I put it up a couple of days ago. My interview with Michael Edwards of Shore Golf Performance. Our Golf News are his new advertiser, so really excited to work with him. He's at Cranston Country Club inside the Todd Campbell Center. So he's a cool guy. So we're going to play that in just a bit. But there's been so much chaos, continuing chaos, going on with LIV Golf this week on the PGA Tour. The 3M Open. No offense, I'm not sure anybody really cares about that much. But there's been so much chaos going on with LIV Golf. Most recently is Henrik Stenson, Jason Kokrak, and Charles Howell III have committed. They'll be the newest 3 members to play in Trump Bedminster, I believe next week, if I'm not mistaken. I believe that's next week. So much chaos with LIV. It continues to escalate. The Ryder Cup Europe is now without a captain. And I'm sure I've missed a whole bunch of other things. There's a lawsuit that was reported during the British Open that we reported. I forgot who said it first, but everybody had it. I think the Wall Street Journal reported there's a lawsuit now, so the whole thing's going to be in court.
All this shit's going to be in court. It's going to be amazing.
So, Rich, and by the way, LIV Golf comes to Boston, the International, in September. But where do you see that we are with all this stuff? It's continuing to escalate. chaos continues to ensue.
So
Craziness.
yeah, every day, like I said, I woke up this morning all squinty eyed, looking at my phone. I'm like, holy crap! Stenson just got stripped of captaincy. I'm like, let's go. Good morning, Wednesday. Let's go. And then I sent it to you. I love it. I mean, I not even from like a content thing. I love the drama. The drama is fantastic. There's going to be more. Rumors are that Cam Smith, he's coming to LIV too. Fresh off his open victory. He's coming. And there's going to be more. There is going to be more. I'm guaranteeing you, they're probably going to double their events next year. Was it like six or eight this year? They're probably going to double it to like 12 or 16 next year. Given the fact that they have so many good guys, i.e. DJ, Bryson, all those guys, Brooks, all that. So I love it. I can't wait. I'm excited. I can't wait to submit our application for Labor Day weekend. I'm excited to possibly have the opportunity to talk to these guys and just be around it all without being, so what's it called? So close quarters with the PGA. All the media at the PGA is also like close knit and like claustrophobic and stuff like that. This is I don't anticipate it being that busy for this tournament. So I'm excited for that. I want more drama. I want more gossip. I want it all. And I'm excited to see who's gonna make the crossover next.
Somebody tweeted that they should scrap the Ryder Cup for a couple of years and just do LIV players versus the PGA Tour. LIV golfers versus the PGA Tour.
I mean,
and I thought, what a marketing opportunity that would be.
I mean, I didn't think that was possible this year. I thought it may be possible a couple of years down the road, but they got enough guys to contend this year. Like, you know what I mean? So it's, I mean, you don't even have to do a Ryder Cup Europe and America versus LIV. I mean, you have Sergio, Phil, Bryson, DJ, Brooks. Now you got Henrik, even though he's, sort of washed up and hasn't really been relevant. But yeah, you got a decent team. They'll probably get blown out if they played head up this year. But the PGA and the RNA and all these, the USGA, they got to really like think about what they're going to do in the next year or two, because this little BS thing that the PGA is doing with the wraparound full tour with the extra money incentive it's not going to be enough.
And now they're doing no cut tournaments just like LIV is. So it's like, okay, like obviously they do something right.
Yeah.
The Henrik Stenson news was shocking, but it's not because Henrik Stenson is any great player anymore. Obviously,
it was the Ryder Cup thing.
It was the Ryder Cup.
Yeah.
Do you think? Well, one, who do you want to see Europe name as Ryder Cup captain? Somebody said Rory and John Rahm should each co-captain. I don't know if that's even ever been done. Thomas Bjorn is being talked about.
Who is it? Thomas Bjorn?
Yeah, he's being talked about. He's being rumored to be a possible. Okay.
I mean, there's been player captains before.
That's why they said Rory and John Rahm, the co-captain.
I mean, I mean, I absolutely see Rory doing it, just to give a little, he's been completely against this whole movement from the beginning. But yeah, I don't even know. I probably couldn't even think of who would be the actual captain. I don't even know. I mean, they're probably going to have to do player captains.
They lost Sergio. They lost Lee Westwood. They lost.
I was just thinking about Sergio and Lee Westwood, and I'm like, no, they defected. So I'm like, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I mean, are we going to have to go back? We're going to have to go like old school, like maybe like Clark or Darren Clark or something like that. Or I mean, if he wants to do it, I mean, we may have to tip it back to like the 80s. Like Faldo, can Faldo do it? Like what are we doing here? Like I have no idea, no clue. I bet you Rory will be like a player like assistant coach, assistant captain type of thing. But I have no idea who would be the actual, like, the predominant, like, captain. No idea.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens. I'm getting a little worried about the Ryder Cup, just with all these guys defecting. It's like, okay, who's gonna be playing in this thing?
Should be. Everybody should be.
Even the President's Cup, but to a lesser extent. I feel the President's Cup is still okay for now.
I think the President's Cup's all right. It's a little different.
So definitely some concern about the Ryder Cup. Sorry, just seen an email. The British Open was last week. Heartbreaking loss for Rory McIlroy. Obviously, an amazing round.
He played good. He played good. He just couldn't putt.
Cam Smith.
He couldn't putt. He played great. He absolutely played great. He just could not putt.
Yeah. So it was interesting. I'm not a huge British Open fan, just in general.
I'm not either.
But when it's at St. Andrews, I find that I kind of get excited for it.
Yeah.
Just because it's St. Andrews. That's like the
I like St. Andrews. I like Royal Liverpool. I like Portrush. But other than those three, I don't really get into it that much.
Did anything surprise you on that British Open? Hovland didn't play well in the last round.
No, he shit his pants. He kind of shit his pants. No, not really. Aside from like the 400-yard rollout drives, fantastic, awesome. I love it. Absolutely love it. They said that the fairways were running faster than the greens. So your only hope to stop the ball was to hit it on the green. Like the fairway was running at like a 13.5 or a 14, and the greens were running like a 12.5, 13. So it's like your only hope to stop the ball is to hit it on the green 400 yards and hope that it stops, because you ain't getting it. You ain't stopping it in the fairway. So Rory's hole out on Saturday, that was fantastic. Like he played great all 4 days. He just couldn't putt on Sunday. I mean, that's just it. Cam Smith, awful putting display on Saturday. Backed it up on Sunday, came out guns a-blazing and won it.
Yeah, so he I think he made 5 birdies in a row on the back nine or something.
I think he made a total of 6, but 5 in a row.
5 in a row,
unbelievable. Right. Absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah, so been a pretty exciting week of it was a fun week of British Open golf. Obviously, I was hoping Tiger wasn't going to bow on Friday. So
that was mean. Yeah, that was a bad 2 days.
Yeah.
Oh. So given the fact that he skipped Brookline, only played 2 rounds, I'm sorry, at the Open. Do you think he's down to play the President?
It seems like only 2 holes.
Do you think he might play in the President's Cup?
No, I don't think he's playing.
You don't think so? No.
I think you won't see him again until the PNC.
Well, Augusta. Well, the PNC. Yeah.
He plays with Charlie, or his tournament in
the Bahamas. Yeah.
I'm not sure. I think his turn actually comes first. So probably the Bahamas, and then PNC is.
You know what? I'm slapping a slice down that he plays in the President's Cup. Just because it's here. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, does it matter where the game of golf is at that time?
Well, it's travel. You know, you gotta go if you're going across.
No, I mean, like where the game of golf is, like politically, not like politics, but like politically is at that.
True.
Time.
Yeah. No shit.
Like
I didn't even think. I don't think
ratings, or we need to be at least a captain or something like that. I
don't think it will affect. I don't think it'll affect this President's Cup. It's going to affect the Ryder Cup. Obviously, it's already affected the Ryder Cup. I don't think it'll affect the President's Cup this year. I don't think so. But I do honestly think that because he got shut out at the Open, I think there's a good chance he might play in the President's Cup. Maybe like 1 or 2 matches, maybe.
Yeah. Well, he said that he was planning to play the U.S. Open. He physically couldn't play. He had some issue with his leg and something. So
yeah, because it was freezing in where was that? Oklahoma or Arkansas, wherever the hell the PGA was. Yeah, it was freezing. It was like 50 degrees. Like that's unheard of in what was that? June?
Yeah.
May? Whatever it was. That like they won't. hot as balls all week. And then the first round's warmish. Then the second round is freezing cold. Like, that's unheard of.
Yeah. So he said he was planning to play the US Open. He just physically couldn't. So
Yeah.
That's too bad. Obviously, it would have been cool if he was there. Also, some part of me is like, oh, it's kind of probably good if he wasn't there because it would have been even more of a circus than it previously already was.
Imagine that. Imagine if he actually, yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean,
you're right.
that would have been even
No,
more
you're
of a
absolutely right.
circus.
That Brookline
So-
would have been a freaking zoo.
More than it was already.
More than it was already. Yeah.
With
Exactly.
the Phil Mickelson stuff and the
Oh, yeah.
and they probably would have put Tiger and Phil together, which would have been hilarious. It would have been interesting because they build those pairings. So yeah, lots going on, obviously, and let's get to this now. Then we'll come back and wrap up the show. We aired it earlier, or ran it earlier. My interview with Michael Edwards of Shore Golf Performance at Cranston Country Club. We're super excited to work with them, and we thank them for coming on with us, and we'll have some more stuff with them down the road. But here's my interview, at least a large portion of my interview with Michael Edwards. We talk golf fitness, we talk about all his career and all kinds of other stuff. So here's that now. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Shore Golf Performance and Physical Therapy Center here at Cranston Country Club inside Todd Campbell's Luring Center. That was a mouthful. But anyway, it's in the building in Cranston Country Club. I'm joined today by Michael Edwards, who owns the place. And obviously, as we announced a couple weeks ago, we're happy to have him in Shore Golf as a advertiser on Golf News RI on our website. So, Michael, thanks so much for taking a few minutes today. Glad to be with you and looking forward to getting the chat started and getting our partnership going.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Just looking forward to being in Rhode Island and just kind of getting immersed in the golfing community. It's been an enjoyment working with you so far and just kind of reading your articles and just getting up to date on all the golf content that y'all deliver to the community. So yeah, thank you for having me.
Now, you were just talking before we started recording here. This is your fourth week in business here at Cranston Country Club. You've moved from North Carolina?
Yep, North Carolina.
So talk about.
If you can't tell my accent.
So it's a great accent. Let's start there. Let's talk about that move. That's been the most recent thing. That's why you're here. Just what that whole process of from North Carolina to here, why here? What was the whole process like?
So it's been a whirlwind. But one of my favorite words is perspective. So for everything in perspective, it's all good. So I was a physical therapist in North Carolina for 5.5 years, working at a sports orthopedic clinic. I saw a majority of the golf population, worked with a couple of country clubs there as well, just kind of seeing their members. But then also just treated the orthopedic population. So anything head to toe, musculoskeletal, orthopedic. My wife is from Rhode Island. So we met in North Carolina. We got married this past May and moved in June here. And so opening my own business has always been a dream of mine. I've always had a passion for the game of golf. So it's that's how Shore Golf Performance and Physical Therapy started, just combining my profession, physical therapy, my passion for just the body, and then the passion for the game of golf, and just kind of combining it all in one. So so it's been a crazy past 3-4 months, moving states, opening business, getting married. But it's all good. I'm happy to be here.
Where does that passion for golf come from? Where did you play as a kid? Did you play competitively? Where did that start for you?
Yeah, actually, I started probably late high school. Basketball was my first love. Golf kind of came to me late. But I played in a small D2 school called Chowan University, which is where I'm from, Murfreesboro, North Carolina. It's northeast North Carolina. But it was just more for fun. Wasn't ever, I think I was 4th or 5th on the team. Just more for fun and getting to travel with the guys. And then once I graduated college, I took kind of like a 3-year layoff I wasn't laid off. I was doing classes and schooling, kind of like a 9-degree seeking student, kind of finding my way to physical therapy. But I played a lot more golf during that time. And so just got a little bit of that more competitive side in me. And then just what the game of golf offers from one, just being out on the golf course. I always say when you're out playing golf, it's just a privilege just to be out on the course, and not working or, just whatever life throws at you, but just kind of that more than mentality. Golf gives you a perspective, awareness. It challenges your mindset. When you hit a bad shot, it's okay. You're still on the golf course playing golf, being outside. So
I hit plenty of bad shots.
yeah, same. But just there's so many parallels between the game of golf and life that just fit my mentality. And so I think that's one reason why I love the game. And so just to be able to immerse that with my craft of physical therapy, it's a blessing.
So amazing facility here. People can see some of it behind us, but talk about this facility. What do you have here? What makes this one unique? What can people expect when they walk in here on any given day?
Yeah, so definitely privileged and honored and blessed to be working alongside Todd Campbell. So we are right here at Cranston Country Club. That's about 1,000 square foot facility. There's 2 bays. So Todd works out of 1 bay full time, and then I am in here throughout the week. So as of right now, Tuesdays and Fridays, and then Saturdays kind of upon request. But it's a state-of-the-art facility. I mean, we have, especially Todd, he has all the bells and whistles that you need from a analytical standpoint, to truly measure the numbers you need to perform from a golf standpoint. And then on this side, we offer physical therapy, golf-based physical therapy. So my niche, my passion, obviously, is treating the golfer, but also serve anybody who really wants to move better, feel better, and just kind of always say move better on the course, but in life as well. So the blessing is to actually be able to be on a golf course and work with my patients on a driving range where we can do some manual work or whatever the patient needs, but then also be able to hit balls out in the range. So it's kind of the all-in-one for the golfer.
Yeah, the range is just over there. It opens the garage door and boom. Yeah, right out there, ready to go. Throughout your career, you've obviously worked with plenty of golfers. What would you say is the most common problem or issue that you see people have, both men and women or whatever? But what do you think is the most common, or what would you say is the most common issue that you see?
Probably low back pain, but it can vary from low back pain to shoulder pain to hip pain. The golf swing is a very complex rotational movement. It's funny when people say that golf is not a very, tough sport, and we hear that sometimes, but it's actually a very complex, hard movement on your body. And there's plenty of stories to go to that. I mean, Tiger being one, but low back pain probably is the most common thing I see. And then it just is a result of, it can be a result of many things, but it can be hip mobility. It could be spine mobility. It could be hip strength. It could be multiple reasons of things, but that's kind of where the PT evaluation assessment comes in, and we're able to kind of fine tune and give you a targeted approach or make you aware of what's actually your physical limitations that are causing you to swing the way you do. And
then one thing I was always interested in, and you and I have talked about possibly doing a bit of a video series later on. So stay tuned for that in the coming months or so. But one thing I was interested in is, up in Rhode Island, a lot of people go play out in Florida, but not everybody. And so that initial kind of emergence into golf season in late March, early April, or whenever you're playing, from your perspective, is there or should there be like a proper way to kind of build up to that, or do us weekend hackers that just go out and play and swing a club for the first time in 4 months?
No, definitely not that.
Is that the way to do it?
Definitely not that. There's all kinds of research and science and training protocols and things to follow. The biggest thing, what I always like to say is, for the golfer in particular, the best thing the golfer can have is a team approach. So say, if you were the golfer, then it'd be like you have the medical provider on your team. So that would be me. You have the golf coach on your team. So that would be Todd, or just any PGA teaching professional. And then you also have the fitness professional. So that would be your personal trainer, your strength and conditioning coach. So really having all those three people on your team and getting that knowledge from all three different mindsets and approaches is the best of all worlds for the golfer. But then you take it even a step further is to have like a nutritionist, a mental coach, right? You start to see all those the higher level players be able to have those on their team. But there's definitely, you definitely don't want to go out and play cold turkey, right? You're setting yourself up for injury. But as far as like a training program goes, that's where, for me at least, my goal is to get the patient, the client in here, take them through my PT evaluation, and we'll, again, like I mentioned earlier, is to get a fine-tuned targeted approach of making you aware of what's your true physical limitations, and then let's build upon that. So let's find out what to focus on, what that foundation is, build upon that foundation, and then continue working kind of on like a maintenance and performance standpoint here, but also finding a strength and conditioning coach who has knowledge of the golf swing and golf training programs, and as well as including them on that plan of care as well. That's the best of both worlds.
Yeah, it's really a fascinating, like you said, the golf swing is fascinating, but the body is equally as fascinating. You put them both together. And it's really a heck of a project that someone like yourself or anybody undertakes. When was it that you thought that this was what you wanted to do? Did you always know this is what you wanted to do, or I'm assuming you went to college for physical therapy or some sort of that? But did you always think merging golf and physical therapy was kind of the thing for you, or
not at first? So I feel like everybody has their own path to finding out who they truly are and what's where their passion lies. And so I was a biology major, so I graduated with a biology degree, and I was pursuing med school. That was kind of my dream for the longest time. And then I went to, after college, went to a postgraduate summer program at Chapel Hill. It kind of was like a prep run of med school to say that's what you want to do. And after doing that, I just kind of realized med school wasn't for me. So during those 3 years, all between graduating college and then going to grad school, to PT school, that's when I kind of started changing my mindset a little bit and taking some classes, a couple of classes I needed to get into PT school. And I played a lot more golf at that time, had a little bit more time. And then when I started working at the sports orthopedic clinic in North Carolina, just kind of combine my PT evaluation assessment with my knowledge of my own personal knowledge of the golf swing and the game of golf. And then combining it as well with TPI and that certification that they offer. And just kind of combining it all in one. And just kind of, when I started seeing the golfer in the clinic, and that was the majority of my caseload, I realized that that's like when my nerd side came out, and I realized that's my true passion lies, kind of treating the golfer. So, yep.
You've only been in Rhode Island for 2 months, a little over 2 months, I guess.
Yeah, about a month and a half, 2 months. Yeah.
Okay. How many courses have you played? Do you have a favorite course already? What do you think about golf in Rhode Island since you?
Well, it's funny. When I would tell people I was moving to Rhode Island, they're like, "What?" Like, especially when I was opening a more of a golf based practice. They're like, do they even have golf in Rhode Island? And so I had done a lot of, just research before I came here and had some people who lived here I could talk to. And I'm actually surprised and impressed with how many golf courses there are, and how active the golfing community is. And two, just kind of seeing your platform take off and just deliver that knowledge and that content. Even North Carolina, never really had like an all-in-one platform that you offer for global golf news, local golf news. But as far as playing courses, I've played Cranston Country Club here, obviously being here. But other than that, I haven't really played any other courses. So I'm looking forward to getting out and playing some more. It's one of those things, golf has never been a priority for me. But I look forward to making it more of a priority, kind of just getting this business up off the ground and running. That's been the biggest priority, and just all the life changes that have happened over the past year, and kind of preparing for this move. Golf hasn't really been the priority, but definitely want to get out and play some more. I'm looking forward to it.
Are you one of these guys now that, similar to me, I'm kind of the same way, where you like playing, but it's not a priority, like you said, but you like being around the game more. Like you just like being around the game more than you actually enjoy
For sure.
playing the game. That's not to say you don't enjoy playing the game.
Yeah.
It's more fun to doing what you're doing
For
and
sure.
being around the game.
Yeah, for sure. And I will say it's not this, and probably a lot more of the competitive golfers can relate to this mentality and this feeling. But when I was playing a lot of golf, for me at least, I have to play a lot of golf and practice a lot in order to be just truly consistent and play my best. That's kind of like, it goes to life as well. Just the more you practice something, the better you get at it. But I never was one of those that could just go out and fire in the 70s. I have to really truly work on the craft. But yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to getting out more and more, but just being around the golfer and being in that environment. I always just say it's a blessing to be on a golf course and just, you're kind of one with nature. You're outside and just it's hard. That's a hard feeling to beat. But yeah, and just to seeing and helping golfers get better. And just, it's interesting once you treat somebody and you take them through an assessment and they have been in pain for many months or just for a while, and they don't really know why they're swinging the way they do based upon their physical limitations, and just kind of breaking that down for them and just kind of seeing those aha moments. That's, that gets me going. So yeah.
Last thing, and then we'll let you get back to work. Again, we're here with Michael Edwards of Shore Golf Performance and Physical Therapy here at Cranston Country Club. If you haven't checked it out yet, come on down. Actually, two more things. I'm gonna let you plug your stuff, but you've been open for 4 weeks. You have a handful of clients already. Where do you see Shore Golf Performance going? Where do you want it to go in the future? Where do you kind of see this going? Expansion?
Yeah.
What kind of things are you looking forward to?
That's a loaded question. Yeah, I definitely, my dream is still kind of in the works. But my dream is to have a all-in-one facility. That will come down the road. That's the plan. And when I say all-in-one, for me at least, I'm a very my mission. If those of you who are familiar with Shore Golf Performance so far, my mission is to influence and inspire others, golfers and the surrounding community, to perform for a greater purpose. And what I mean by that is, to me, even the game of golf, going back to the game of golf, it's I've always had the mentality of it's more than a game of golf. It's it's a bigger picture. And what I mean by that is that's mentally, physically, spiritually. So, my goal one day is to be able to offer an environment where people can come here and be invested in from all three of those aspects. And how that looks, that's still to be determined. But again, going back to from the golfer standpoint, when I've seen, especially working with some professional players and seeing the access that they have on their team as far as the medical provider, the fitness provider, the golf coach, the PGA professional, the mental coach, the nutritionist.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you have all those people pouring into you, and then to yourself, you have the mindset of you want to get better, and that's a pretty special thing. And, what you can accomplish with all those people working together, the sky's the limit. So, just creating that kind of environment is my dream. And just being here at the Golf Academy with Todd Campbell at Cranston Country Club is a big step in that direction.
So if somebody wants to make an appointment with you, or someone wants to find you, obviously you're here at Cranston, but can people just walk in? How does that whole process work? Tell the people how they can get in touch with you or find you, or
yeah, for sure. So there's many ways. You can go to my website, www.shoregolfperformance.com. You can give me a call at 401-864-0112. You can check out my social media at Shore Golf Performance, Instagram, Facebook. I'm here at Cranston Country Club all day, Tuesdays and Fridays, so 7 to 6, but also Saturdays upon request. But yeah, you can go any one of those platforms. And hopefully, as you've seen through us talking, I'm a pretty approachable guy. I just feel like my goal is I want to build as many relationships as possible. I'm here for the long haul and just want to really, truly just get immersed in the Rhode Island golfing community as well as New England.
And welcome back to the Golf Dudes podcast. Joe Glauber, Rich Cappalli. Rich, lots coming up these next couple of weeks. The Women's Am, which we, as we mentioned, is moving to Wanumetonomy, beautiful Wanumetonomy. We have Max Jackson playing Bandon Dunes in the U.S. Junior Am, and we actually have 4 Rhode Islanders playing the U.S. Am, which is a pretty good number. in August in New Jersey. Brad Valois, Bobby Leopold, who qualified in a playoff in Connecticut. He chipped in to win the hole.
Imagine that.
Andrew O'Leary most recently qualified in a tournament in Maine in a playoff. And Davis Chatfield is exempt into the field because he made a deep run last year. I know you're a big U.S. amateur fan. 4 Rhode Islanders in the field I don't know if that's ever happened before. I'm sure it has, but it's a pretty good number.
Yeah, absolutely. All the big dogs from Rhode Island on the main stage. Good luck to all these guys. I know it's probably 2 weeks away, give or take. I don't even know what the hell date it is.
Mid-August.
Oh yeah. So 3 weeks away. But yeah, good luck to all of them. It's going to be a huge test playing against a lot of fantastic players from around the country. So good luck to all you guys.
And then lastly, before I forget, we do want to send out our congratulations to Billy Andrade, who is going to be awarded the Payne Steward Award. Basically, it's like a sportsmanship award, doing good stuff in the game of golf. And so that was a big deal when that happened. I think last week. It was in the middle of the Ryder Amateur, so I dropped everything and wrote that real quick. But we want to send our congrats to Billy Andrade. He's been super supportive so far of us. Came on our podcast. We'll have him on again. I know he's been all over the place.
He's mentioned us on a bunch of posts.
Yeah, he retweeted us, tweeted us. So big congrats to him. Obviously, a big deal for him. I always see guys given this award, the Payne Steward Award. It's like obviously a prestigious award. And it's actually cool. It's pretty cool. That's a local that got it. So we send our congrats to Billy Andrade.
And then there was that video that I sent you too that we put up of him taking the kid inside the ropes. That was awesome. That was so cool.
If you have a chance to watch it, the kid's name was Joey, coincidentally enough. It was his birthday, and Billy.
Yeah, it was getting a little misty in there when I was watching it. I was like, oh boy, this is a tough one.
that video alone probably won him the award.
Never mind
the CBS Classic stuff.
I mean, he's great.
So yes, that was very cool. If you have a chance to watch that video, you should watch it, and you should watch the video of him getting being told of the award. That was a pretty cool video too. When he walks in and his family is there, he's like, "What the hell's going on?" And then pull Payne Stewart's family on the screen, and he's like, "Oh shit!"
What is happening?
I don't think he didn't literally say "oh shit," but he was thinking it. So
like, oh crap, what did I get myself into?
Right. So there's all that. So lots of stuff going on in the golf world, good, bad, and indifferent, and we'll continue to cover all of it. So on that note, we're going to wrap this puppy up. Rich has to rest up for his big golf round tomorrow. Gonna bring ice cubes with him.
Soak my underwear in ice water.
Get off the first tee.
Good Lord.
Thanks everybody for tuning in. Thanks again to everybody for following our coverage of the Ryder Amateur last week. The coverage alone did several thousand page views, and never mind all the other stuff. So thanks to everybody, and we're looking forward to the coming days and the coming week. It's almost August, but there's still plenty of big golf events going on locally and with kids across the country, like Max Jackson and others. So thanks everybody for tuning in. We will talk to you next time. Next Thursday, we'll have women's amateur final preview. We'll have a sum update on Max Jackson and Bandon Dunes, and Lord knows what else, because things are happening fast and furious in the golf world these days. So who knows? But Rich, we will see you later. Thanks for tuning into the show today. Appreciate it.
Yes, I finally showed up after 2 weeks.
If you can spare the time, feel free to show up next week.
I'll try.
All right. We'll see you guys. We'll see everybody later. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the golf, and keep tuning into Golf News RI. Peace.